Today, we are tearing down a really sophisticated supply chain attack, one that took a developer tool tons of people trust and turned it into a nasty credential-stealing worm. To really get the scale of this, just look at this number. Over 250,000. That's how many times the @Bitwarden/Clay package gets downloaded from NPM. Every single month. It's a tool that thousands of us developers rely on day in and day out. But for one critical 24-hour window, that trust was broken. A malicious version got published, and hidden inside was a self-propagating worm just waiting to infect every single developer who installed it. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with the tool that got hit, then we'll break down exactly how the attack worked and what it was trying to steal. Then we'll get into the practical stuff, what to do right now, how to protect your pipelines for good, and finally, why this attack is a sign of what's coming next. First up, a trusted tool compromised. The malware got this Dune-inspired nickname, Shai Hulud. And check this out, the code itself literally contained the phrase, "the third coming." So right away, we know this isn't some new actor, it's a new campaign from someone who's been at this before. The attack was laser-focused. The package was @Bitwarden/CLI, and only one specific version was bad, 2026.4.0. Now, this is crucial. It means if you installed that exact version, especially in an automated CI/CD pipeline that just pulls the latest, you were vulnerable. The safe zone is anything 2026.3.0 and older. So how in the world does this thing actually get onto a developer's machine in the first place? Let's trace the path of the infection. You know, the way in is deceptively simple. It all kicks off with a totally normal NPM install. But the attackers were clever. They hid their code in a pre-install script. That means their malicious code runs before the package is even properly installed. It's a massive blind spot they exploited. That script then triggers the main malware, and boom, the infection starts. Now here's a detail that feels like something out of a spy novel. The very first thing the malware does, it checks the computer's language settings. If it finds Russian, it just quits, shuts right down. This is a classic move by threat actors to make sure they don't accidentally infect their own machines or anyone in their home country while they're building and testing this stuff. Okay, so the worm is in. Now what? Let's talk about its real goal, the exfiltration playbook. What exactly is it looking for? And how does it sneak that data out? This thing is a credential hoovering machine. It's programmed to hunt for and steal your NPM and GitHub tokens, your AWS credentials, and sensitive info for GCP and Azure. I mean, losing these isn't like losing a password. It's like handing an attacker the literal keys to your entire cloud kingdom and all your code. And these attackers are careful. They're not just grabbing your secrets in plain text. They encrypt everything they find using AES 256 GCM, which is a super strong modern standard. What that means is, even if you find the stolen data bundle, it's just gibberish. It's completely useless without the attacker's private key. Now, this is the most brilliant and terrifying part of the whole operation. How does the malware send the data home? It uses the victim's own stolen GitHub token to create a brand new public repo on their account, and then just pushes the encrypted data there. To any monitoring tool, it just looks like a developer pushing code. It's an incredible way to hide in plain sight. Okay, we get how bad this is, so let's switch gears and talk about the solution. What do you do if you think you've been hit? Here's your 4-step emergency plan. All right, listen up because this is the playbook. Step 1, rotate everything. All your keys, all your tokens, AWS, GitHub, NPM, change them now and lock them down with 2FA. Step 2, go to your GitHub account and search your public repos for that Shai Hulud phrase. Step 3, downgrade the package to the safe version and pin it. And finally, step 4, and this is non-negotiable, assume the whole machine is compromised. Just wipe it. Don't take any chances. So that's the fire drill. But how do we prevent the fire from even starting? That brings us to the long-term fix, fortifying your development pipeline. Honestly, the single best defense against this kind of attack is a simple practice called dependency pinning. Basically, instead of letting your package manager just grab the latest update automatically, you lock it to one specific version that you know for a fact is safe. It physically prevents a malicious update from ever being pulled into your project. And here's what that actually looks like in your package.json file. See on the left that little caret symbol? That little caret is what allows automatic updates. It's the open door for an attack like this. But on the right, no symbol. The version is exact. That is a pinned secure dependency. It is such a tiny change for such a massive security win. Okay, let's zoom out for the big finish. This wasn't just some random attack. It's a glimpse into the future of supply chain security, and we all need to be paying attention. You can really see the evolution when you put old attacks side by side with this one. Old attacks use their own domains for command and control, which we could eventually block. Shai Hulud uses the victim's own GitHub, blending right in. Old attacks used basic encoding. This uses heavy-duty encryption. And most importantly, it spreads itself automatically. This is just a smarter, more dangerous class of threat. And that really leaves us with one last big question. We all build our projects on top of hundreds, sometimes thousands, of open source packages. This attack is proof that any single one of them could be a Trojan horse. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do you really know what's hiding inside all of yours?